Hey, what's up YouTube viewers and betanews.com readers? Brian Fagioli here, and today I'm doing something very cool. So here we have a System76 Meerkat, which is an Intel NUC based Ubuntu computer. So it's a mini desktop computer. So what I'm going to be doing is a USB mod for this. Now this will also work, of course, with the standard Intel NUCs that are sold, directly from Intel, or it'll work with the System76 Meerkat. Now, what's cool about these NUC-based systems is that the top panel is replaceable. So you could get, let's say, a blue top here, a green, red top, think all different types of colors. And while that's cool, I was never too interested in just changing the colors, especially we have this cool etched System76 logo on the top. So this USB mod, unfortunately, we're going to lose this etched System76 logo, which is unfortunate, but this is definitely something cool that may be worthwhile. So what is this mod exactly? So let me show you. Found this online. It is a replacement lid, and the only reason I would even think to replace this lid is because it adds two USB 2.0 ports to the System76 Meerkat. So there's plenty of USB ports here. So on the front we have two USB 3.0 ports, and on the rear we have two more. Now the problem is, if you hook up a USB, let's say a mouse and a keyboard, you're now out of ports in the rear. So now you're, you have only the ones in the front. So let's say you have a USB webcam and you have a USB, a DAC, like a sound card. You have all these things that are going to use USB. You don't want to use necessarily a clunky hub hanging off the side. This will enable two more USB ports on the rear. And what I like here is that they're USB 2.0, which is fine because you hook up a USB, let's say a mouse and a keyboard, and now you have two USB 3.0 ports available on the rear. Free to use for anything that you'd like. USB hard drive, a webcam, whatever you may need. So on this computer, there's two little, you see these divots here. We should be able to just take this off with fingernails. Okay. So yes, it's sad to lose the System76 etched logo. I would hold on to this though, don't discard it. You might want to put it back in the future. And yes, that's my bird in the background. Okay. So next step is we need to get in there because it ships with, this lid replacement ships with two cables. A 6-pin, is it a 6-pin? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Looks like an 8-pin or a dual 4-pin connector. Let's take a look at those wires. So I think you can use either one. So if you look here, this is the large connector, which is found on the inside here, right there. So that connector would go here, and then you could hook up two of these cables to the inside of the computer. But I think I'd rather go the route of just this individual cable, which I believe is two 8-pin cables. So next we have to open up the Meerkat, the bottom. So we're going to take off the bottom plate here. And it's just four Phillips head screws. Now this is really a really great little computer if you're looking to just not have you don't have a lot of, let's say, space in your desktop, or you just want to have a really good looking desk. You don't want to have too much clutter there. But the nice thing is that it's very upgradable, and I'll show you what I mean by that. This Meerkat is a really wonderful computer. This particular one is the Broadwell version. System76 now sells a Skylake version, which uses the same chassis, I believe, so this mod should work on that as well. But I'm not 100% on that. But definitely, if you have the Broadwell System76 Meerkat, you can definitely do this. So I did another video about taking this apart, but yes, on the inside, we have two DIMMs here for memory, so there's 8 gigs in here. You could easily upgrade this to 16 gigs of RAM, and with prices what they are now, you can upgrade really inexpensively. Let's see here. I have removed right now. I'll have to add that back in, but we have, you see here the wireless card with the antennas. Here we have the the PCI Express based SSD, which you can actually use an NVMe in this. I believe it should work out of the box. You might need to upgrade the BIOS, but NVMe SSDs work perfectly fine with an M.2 connector there. So you can use a SATA based or PCI Express based SSD. So really great machine. So what we're going to do now is we got to figure out where we're connecting this cable. So let's open up the cable. And I'm thinking there's two ways we could do this. We could connect the cable to the lid and then press it down, or we could connect it to the machine first, then try to route it up. And I think that's the best option, is to connect it first and see how we're going to route it up. So let's see here. So the lid, let's see, with the USB ports on the rear, like so, it's going to go on like so. With the USB ports to the rear, the connectors towards the front. So let's see, where could we route this? It looks like here, this hole here might be a good place to route this down. And again, it didn't come with any instructions, so I'm just kind of guessing here. Let's see, this could be tough. Let's see. So if you see where I'd like to route the cable down, the connector is right there. But that means we're going to have to kind of pinch it down, and let's see, like so. That's not good cable routing, but I don't see another way to do it. It's basically, we would pull it in like so, and I want to make sure I have this right. I would go like so. All right, let's see. Now that it's in, it's hard to take out. Okay, so it looks like we want to put it in this way, because what I'd like to do is bend the wire downwards. Alright, so let's see. So what we want to do, let me move that so you guys can see. On the inside here we have the connector. This is not very easy to do. Let's see. As we want to make this, get this connector in. We want to plug it in, but we don't want to have too much slack on the inside. Let's see. Thinking the better way, let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. So is that on right? Okay. Two connectors like so. Okay. I'm going to disconnect the bottom totally. Sorry, guys. So as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm taking this cable and I want to plug it in right there. I don't want to crimp the cable too bad, but at the same time I don't want too much slack. This is not easy. Okay. If I can just get that pressed in. Perfect. Bingo. So as you can see, the cable is now plugged in here to the connector, to the USB connector. It's then routing, it's bent and then routing up the top. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So as you can see now, it's now sitting like so. It's sticking out the top. So next we want to connect this to the lid itself. So let's see. The angles are not great here, so let's see. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to connect this first, like so. Okay. You guys can see there. I apologize. I'm going to try to connect that in. It doesn't look like it's on straight. Let's see. I can use the screwdriver just to press it a little bit. Alright, let's see. Am I doing that right? Yep, I got it. Yeah, I'm doing it the right way. Let's try this again. Again, we'll try to push this in nicely. Again, the angles are not easy here. That's the problem. I'm trying to get these just pressed on nice and even. Okay, perfect. Alright. Alright. So now, what we want to be able to do is click the lid on like so. So now that we have that, we're gonna need to bring some of the slack in. If you can see here, it actually came undone. which is unfortunate. So, but now that it's connected, let's snap this in. So we're gonna pull as much slack as we can, and it came off here again. This is not an easy mod here. Let's see. And if I wish I had some electrical tape. I could try to get this on better. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Pull this in. So the problem is we got to get. All right. So we need to have not too much slack here, but at the same time, this is not easy. Okay. Try this again. Goes like so. Okay. Now that is in. That is connected. Okay. That is connected. Now we need to connect the lid again. Again, this is a little bit of a pain in the butt. Okay. Now, I am looking here, and there are 4 screws. I wonder if it would make sense just to remove this. We'll do that as a last resort. As a last resort, this looks like it can come off, and we could maybe connect it on after the fact. Let's see if we can get around that though. Make sure we're still connected. And it came unconnected on these. This is not fun. This is not fun at all. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see, the best way to do this. Alright, here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to connect it here. And I apologize, this video is going to stink because I don't edit my videos. I probably should, but I don't. Alright, so that's now in. There we go. You know what, maybe I didn't have it snapped in because it just snapped in really nice. And as you can see, I'm actually dangling it. Okay, so I didn't have it snapped in very well. So now I'm going to route the cable upwards. It's very windy out tonight for some reason, and let's see, you might hear that noise in the background. Wow, okay. Alright. Let's see. So that's on there real good. So now all I need to do is try to get this out the hole now. Things don't always go the way you think they're gonna go. Let's see. If I do it like so. Oh, alright. What I'm gonna have to do, it's on there so good now. I hate to pull that out. Okay. We're gonna have to try to get this routed through somehow. If you can see, it's a very tight fit to try to get that pushed through. Alright, let's see if we can get this undone on the inside here, if I can wiggle it out. Okay, I can. Good. Okay. So let's try this again. I'm going to route it through this way. That's the only hole that I could see it going through without actually taking the board off and doing some really heavy work there. So we got to try to squeeze that in. Okay. And unfortunately, I'm crimping these wires more than I really wanted to. But let's see what I can do here. It was so easy earlier. Now I'm having trouble getting it through. Why is that? Let's see. Come on. Let's see. Okay guys, so I had to pause the video because it's getting a little annoying, but I did get this snapped in. So this is now snapped in and feeding through the top. So you really have to get it snapped in order for it not to slip out. So we're going to try that again here. I want to make sure that when this gets connected, that it doesn't come out again. It's very frustrating. Okay, nope. Let's see. Have it on the right way. Like so. Okay. Alright, let's see. Try this again. So again, we're going to try to snap this in. And it's very important that it snaps in. I'm not really getting that with the top piece here. Okay. Alright, that's in good now. Alright, so this is in good. It's now connected in the inside. What we want to do is we want to connect the lid. We don't want too much slack. So I think what we want to do is see how it will fit. Like so. Let's see. Okay. What we'll try to do is we want to get the wire in here as best as we can where there's a little bit of space. Now I'm going to try to snap in the lid. It should just snap in, no problem. Just like the other lid snapped off. Perfect. Alright. So as we can see, the cable is still connected here. Now we are going to connect the bottom of the Meerkat back together. So we have, let's see here, two things to connect. We have the wire here. Turn that around. Then we want to connect the SATA port. Okay. Next, it actually tells you on the bottom where the front is, so we'll go in like so. We are going to connect the bottom. And this is going to be really cool now that it's done. Finished project. And I apologize it took longer than expected. Let's see. Screw on these screws. Okay. So, the end result. So let's look at the front from the front. Now before, remember it had this System76 flat lid. We now have this lid which has a little bit of a bump going towards the back. It really doesn't take away from the design, I don't think. It doesn't make it look too big. Let's take a look from the side. As you can see from the side, it's very sleek. It starts out flat from the front, it kind of goes up bigger from the back. And as we can see now, this is really cool, is we have two USB 2.0 ports on the rear. And again, if you have a USB mouse and a keyboard, I prefer wired components. So I would plug, for instance, since it's USB 2.0, I'd plug in a mouse and a keyboard. I'd have these two USB 3.0 ports, free if I wanted to connect, USB hard drive. If I wanted to connect webcam, whatever. I now have 4 USB ports on the rear, and less of a chance that I'll need to use a hub. And again, we still have the USB ports on the front. But I think it looks really good. I want to say it was only like $20, which again, you could buy a USB hub, a nice powered hub for 20 bucks. But this is a nice little mod that makes the System76 Meerkat, gives it a little bit of a different look. and it gives you the extra USB ports on the rear. Now, if you have any questions about where I bought this lid, I kind of discovered it by mistake while just searching the internet one day, but I will put a link to where I bought it. It will not be a refer link. It's just a site where I found it. Again, hold on to your System76 Meerkat lid. You may want to replace it, put it back one day, or hey, it looks cool. Put this up on your dresser. Put it next, on your desk. It's cool. It's an laser etched System76 logo. Definitely very cool. So there you have it, folks. The System76 Meerkat or Intel NUC. This is the Broadwell version, now has 2 extra USB 2.0 ports. It was a little bit frustrating getting on, but my advice would be that if you do buy this, make sure the connectors are put on really, really hard, make sure they're on really tight, or otherwise they're going to slip off. It can be kind of a pain in the butt, a little frustrating. So there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.